get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
It's Tuesday. You should be ready to go. Monday, I understand it, but Tuesday, come on. All right, 19 minutes after 7 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It is Tuesday morning, April 7th, 2015. Thank you for listening to The Source WOCA, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where it is 66 degrees. Robin McLean is here. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Larry, and Larry Butler is here. Good morning, Larry.
How you doing?
Good, good, good. How are you today?
Good. Got a good show this morning. The city is in mourning this morning because one of our finest died tragically yesterday in an accident at the shooting range at the Lowell Correctional Institution. And so before I say anything else, our prayers to he and his family, as well as the officer who was not named, whose gun apparently accidentally went off in the shooting range.
Yeah.
I hope all of you heard that story. If not, and you're confused, and then we'll fill in the details later on. But anyway, that's the gist of what happened yesterday. I guess it was around 3 in the afternoon. I guess they were in where they clean the guns, right? And the gun went off. The officer who's not named had his gun go off. The officer who was hit in the arm. It was Officer Jared Forsythe.
Yes.
It's only 33 years old, by the way.
Such a shame. So tragic.
The bullet went through his arm into his chest. He was wearing a bulletproof vest, but on the side, as you know, it's vulnerable. And apparently he was resuscitated a couple of times, but then in surgery he died. So our prayers for Officer Forsythe's family, as well as the family of the officer who is now carrying that with him the rest of his life.
Yep.
Also, for all of our police, the flags are at half staff over at the police department. I trust that they are at half staff around town, even whether you're a city agency or not. I trust that those flags are at half staff.
They should be.
7:35. The topic actually is a debatable topic. I chose to use something statewide rather than something worldwide to look at this morning. And it's the state, actually our legislators are trying to figure out what to do with some money, whether they should buy more land for conservation purposes. Let's see, the budget is already a tight budget apparently, and they're trying to decide whether more money from Florida's Land and Water Conservation Amendment should go toward buying more property for conservation. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I don't have an opinion. I'll tell you what the opinions are of the people who have opinions. I'll solicit your opinions on this, and maybe there's something in there that'll strike me as opinion worthy on my part. But right now, I don't really have an opinion. Of course, I'm not a legislator. I think legislators are in the position to study these things a lot more than we are. I mean, that's their job, and. But still, as constituents and as citizens, we need to pay attention to what's going on, and sometimes the ones with radical views make good points. I've had some radical viewpoints made about the state owning any land at all, including state parks. And they make some good points. You know, I don't always agree, or I don't 100% agree, but maybe I agree 40%, 50%. You know, sometimes that happens too. So anyway, so that's the debate I wanted to bring up at 7:35. 8:35, that's when we don't offer any opinion. We simply read the news from the different news agencies that we subscribe to here at The Source, and just simply deliver that in small bites so that you can catch a lot of news in a small period of time. Caroline Baldwin will brighten the morning. She comes in at 9:05. She is our master gardener, and just love Caroline. She's always She makes the day. I love Tuesdays because Caroline is on.
Yes, she is wonderful.
Bob Kennedy is also a brilliant part of our lineup. He's with Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty. He's fun, just a fun person to have in the studio with us. So he's at 10:05, and then Joe Reichel, another guy who fits into those categories. Yeah. He's with Damage Control Services, and he'll be here talking to you about your do-it-yourself projects. My nephew Shannon told me about a leak in his, what do you call it, PVC?
Yes, pipe.
Plumbing?
PVC
whatever
pipe.
The pipe that is used for plumbing now instead of metal. A leak that he didn't discover until like a year. He had evidence that it had been leaking for a year, and it's a tiny little pinhole, he said. So I want to tell Joe about that and see if he's heard of this before. Sarah Jane Bidwell is coming on 11:20. She's a dietitian, and she's going to talk to us about sauces.
Yes.
The sauces for success. Sauces. What does that mean? Like
Food.
Spaghetti sauce? Oh, I know food, but spaghetti sauce?
I don't know. I don't know what she'll be talking about.
So we'll find out together. Fun with Joe. I have a fun and difficult quiz for you and Joe.
Okay,
it is a fun and difficult quiz. If I were in your shoes, I know that I would be depending on our brilliant listeners who contribute to the points that you get.
They're smart.
Oh man! So this is science. This is science. I have a couple of different fields of science. I have chemistry, math, physics, biology, earth sciences. Couple of different sciences, or more than a couple. But so that ought to be fun and interesting. And I'm always amazed at how much you both know. So I'm sure I'll be surprised today because I'm sure you would do way better than me if I was playing the game. And then yesterday, in the segment with Galen, this morning, yesterday I went to Walmart.
Yep.
I'm standing in line at Walmart behind a gentleman who has nothing in his shopping basket but one item. Multiplied by like 20. So he had the same thing. It was some kind of an energy, not an energy drink, but like a nutritional supplement drink, like a Slim Fast or something like that. Okay. So he's got lots of 6-packs of that in his shopping cart.
Okay.
And he puts one of them up on the counter and he tells the lady, I have, let's say, 20 of these things. So he thinks she can just scan that one and then multiply it by 20, and boom, that's what he owes.
Right.
But as you know, in the world of retail, it's not just about the price, but it's about keeping track of the inventory.
Yes.
Okay. So these drinks come in more than one flavor. So she's asking him, how many do you have in each flavor? And he goes, I have 20. You have one right there. I've got 20 in here. Multiply. And he's getting upset with her. And she goes, I know, but I need to know how many you have of each flavor. He said, I just told you. I have 20. Now I'm looking and I see he's got strawberry. He's got chocolate. I can see he's got more than one flavor. And I understand the lady's point. And I also understand the reason for her needing the point.
Yeah, and his point.
No, I understand his point, but he's not understanding that she needs the information, and he had no reason to get upset. The point is that I'm getting at, and how this applies to the segment with Galen, is he gets upset to the point where he grabs his stuff, he throws it back on the one he had on the counter, throws it back in his what do you call it, his shopping cart. And shakes it, and he says, and he looks at her, he bends over the counter, looks at her, what is your name, right? And then he looks at her tag and says, never mind, I can read, something like that, right? Then he storms off, and she goes, you don't have to be rude.
Yeah.
So now it's my turn. I said, you're right, he didn't have to be rude. He was rude. He was absolutely rude to you. I don't know how people who work with the public the way you do what you do. I don't know how you do this. So good for you for doing it. I've done it. You've done it.
Yeah.
You worked at a pharmacy? No, eyeglass. Eye guy. You worked for an eye doctor.
Yep. Did she call a manager then, so the manager could come over and smooth things out?
No, the guy stormed off. The guy stormed off. I don't know where he went. He was already mad because his wife was buying shoes.
Oh.
He told me that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Before we even ever got to paying. So I found some horror stories from people who serve the public.
Okay.
Horror stories from people who serve the public, especially waitresses and waiters. So horror stories from servers is basically what it is. So.
Okay, excellent.
All right, so those are the things, and again, our prayers to the family of the officer that died yesterday. A lot of posts on Facebook regarding Officer Forsythe.
Yeah.
Obviously, very, very liked man. The Star Banner said that some of the police officers who were arriving at police headquarters were literally, visually crying and shaken up by the news. So.
I bet they were. That Greg Graham was crying.
Oh, Greg Graham apparently handled it really well, keeping the name of the officer out of the public, the officer whose gun went off.
Uh-huh.
That was a good idea, really. I mean, we can wait.
Yeah, they have to investigate to see why that was pointed toward the arm, so they'll be investigating.
All right, and in sports news, our friends in the afternoon, and Galen probably knew this, probably saw it happen. The Duke Blue Devils won the school's 5th national championship last night behind Wisconsin, Robin.
So they beat Wisconsin.
They beat Wisconsin.
Darn.
68-63.
My gosh.
Freshman guards Tyus Jones and Grayson Allen scoring 23 and 16 points respectively.
Gosh.
There you go.
It was a close game, though.
All right, we'll take a little break. There are a couple other things. I have one fun thing, by the way, from the movie 50 First Dates.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a fun thing. I'll tell you that when we come back.
Oh, okay.
This is The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, 66 degrees here at the studios of The Source outside the WOCA commissary at the Paddock Mall.
Fox News Radio. I'm Steve Rappaport. The fate of Boston Marathon bomber Johar Tsarnaev now in the jury's hands.
On Monday, they heard closing arguments from both sides, then a rebuttal from the prosecution was allowed. The judge gave the jury detailed instructions going through the 30 counts Tsarnaev is facing, which include conspiracy, gun charges, and using a weapon of mass destruction. If Tsarnaev is convicted, he could be given life in prison or the death penalty.
Fox Radio's Tanya J. Powers. Carbon monoxide poisoning from a generator suspected in the deaths of a man and his 7 children in their Maryland home. The electricity was turned off because of an outstanding bill. And Duke does it again.
Bounces out to Koenig with 3 seconds. He's going to run out of time, and the Blue Devils are the national champions of 2015.
The call on CBS Sports, the Blue Devils win their 5th men's basketball title, beating the Wisconsin Badgers 68-63. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News on your time. The Fox News iPad app is ready to go with all the great features from FoxNews.com and our iPhone app optimized specifically for your iPad. Watch the latest clips from your favorite Fox News shows. Personalize the app by creating your own newscast using the video playlist. Listen to Fox News Radio